Shalom Aleichem, welcome everyone as we prepare for Shabbat Parashat Baha'alotcha. Parashat Baha'alotcha, what an amazing and parasha with so much going on in the parasha. If you have a chance to look through it, please do, and try to learn all the different lessons that could be learned from the parasha. We're going to focus on 3 lessons. The first lesson on this week's parasha that we're going to talk about, the parasha tells us that Aharon is commanded to light the candles, light the menorah, light the 7 lamps of the menorah. And the pasuk in Pasuk Gimel says, "Vayasken Aharon," and Aharon did so. And Rashi says, "Lagit shivchol Aharon shelo shina," and it's in order to let us know the praise of Aharon that he didn't change anything. And I don't understand. Everyone asks, "What do you mean Aharon didn't change?" Of course not. If Hashem told him to do the mitzvah, he would do the mitzvah as Hashem commanded. What, do you want him to change what the mitzvah Hashem told him? Shlo shina, he didn't change. What did he? Of course he's not going to change. Hashem tell you to do a mitzvah one way. That's the way you're going to do the mitzvah. So there are 3 answers to this question. The Ramban tells us that truth is that any kohen can be the one who can light the lights of the menorah. And Aharon could have delegated the mitzvah, but Aharon did it himself every single day because he was machshav the mitzvah. He saw how important the mitzvah was. He didn't want to delegate it to give it to someone else. Shlo shina. He didn't change. He kept it as is. And he said, I'm going to do the mitzvah. The Heilige Berditchev, he explained that Shlo shina means that Aharon didn't change his approach and excitement for the mitzvah. Think back the first time for men when we put on our tefillin as bar mitzvah boys. How excited we were. We had tefillin, we would take it out slowly, we kissed it, we put it on with kavanah. It was an exciting time. And now, unfortunately, many years later, we throw it on, we throw it off, we take it, it becomes routine, and the appreciation of the mitzvah is not there. Shelo shina, Aharon didn't change. He didn't change in excitement for that mitzvah every single day. The alotecha, he explained, Shelo shina. The truth is, Aharon, HaKohen, right? The Kohen Gadol, who would walk into the Kodesh Kodashim with the Ketaret on Yom Kippur, the highest thing that you can do as a Kohen Gadol, the highest avodah, the epitome of the avodah. Vayasken Aharon. Aharon also did the mitzvah of the menorah, the same approach. He didn't say, oh, I am doing the huge mitzvah of going into the Kodesh Kodashim, and that's huge, and that's what I'm going to do, and stuff that any Kohen can do, the Rambam told us, and stuff that is done every single day, which it's not so important, right? We get excited when something comes once in a while. Oh, hey, Yom Kippur, you walk into Kodesh Kodashim, whoa, that's big. But it's something that you do every single day. Maybe it's not so chashuv. And Aharon HaKohen was teaching us, no, by mitzvot, you can't say, this is a big mitzvah, this is a small mitzvah. Every mitzvah is important, like the Pirkei Avot tells us. You can't rate mitzvot. You can't rate mitzvot. Vayasken Aharon. Aharon did not change. He did the mitzvah with the same excitement. He did the mitzvah even though he could delegate it. He did the mitzvah even though the mitzvah was not the greatest mitzvah, that not the epitome of the Kohen Gadol's job of walking into Kodesh Kodashim where no one else can go into. He did not change. Vayasken Aharon lahagid shivcho shel Aharon shelo shina. That he didn't change in his approach to the mitzvot, the appreciation of the mitzvot, and understanding that every mitzvah is great. Unfortunately, a lot of times we do change, and we don't appreciate the mitzvot that we have, or it becomes routine for us, or we think that now we're above something, and this other mitzvot are not important to us. There's a story that's told that there was a man, a man who sold the lottery tickets, and he came upon one of the guys who lived in the city. His name was Yassel, and Yassel, Yosele was a poor man, not well-to-do, and this lotto merchant, he said, listen, Yossi, why don't you buy a ticket, a lotto ticket? Maybe you'll win. And he said, what do you want from me? Leave me alone. I don't have money for bread. You want me to get a ticket, a lotto ticket? So he said, you know what? I'll loan you $1. Loan you $1, buy a ticket. Yossi says, don't loan me $1. I don't want to owe you $1. I don't want anything. Don't leave me alone. The lotto merchant said, you know what, Yossi, I'll give you the ticket for free. Okay, you want to give me a free? Fine, I'll take it. Just leave me alone. He takes the ticket, he goes. A few months later, the lottery was drawn, and would you believe it? The winning ticket was the ticket that the merchant gave to Yossi. And so as soon as the lotto merchant heard that Yossi was the winner, he decided to go to him in the middle of the night as soon as he found out and let him know that he was the winner. And so he puts on his coat and he puts on his boots and he goes out into the freezing snow, cold, wintry night. And he's trudging through the snow. And he finally gets to Yossi's shabby little hut. And he knocks on the door. And there's no answer. He knocks on the door harder. And finally, Yossi comes to the door and opens the door a tiny crack. And the lotto merchant says, Yossi, I'm coming to let you know something. Open up, let me come inside. He says, listen, Yossi says, what do you want from me? Leave me alone. He says, I came to let you know that you won the lottery. You are now a millionaire. And Yossi said, wow, I can't believe you. The lotto merchant says, what do you mean? I just delivered the best news you can ever get. You're not poor anymore. And Yossi says, I can't believe you. You know that I'm a millionaire and you come and you wake me up in the middle of the night? Don't you have any respect for people who are advanced in society and like this? Well, what respect do you have? You have nothing. I can't believe you would wake me up in the middle of the night. This man definitely changed. And when he got to him and made him crazy on the second, he was a poor man. The next second he's saying, how could you wake me up in the middle of the night? The guy's coming to deliver the news that you knew that you're rich. No. Aaron the Kohen teaches us, Shaloshina. Not when he was told about the mitzvah, he did the mitzvah every single day, the same way with the same excitement. The same excitement for a small mitzvah, the big mitzvah like a small mitzvah, the small mitzvah like a big mitzvah. We don't know which mitzvah is great, which one's not. And do it himself. And so he wouldn't change from the way he would do and approach and see the mitzvot. Let's move on to our second lesson from this week's parasha. Second lesson from this week's parasha is that we see in this parasha about Pesach Sheni, about the second Pesach, the makeup Korban Pesach that happens in Chodesh Iyar. And what happens is there are some Jews in the desert who are Tomei, and they cannot bring the Korban Pesach in Nisan. So they come over to Moshe, and they say, Lama nigoram livati hakrivit korban Hashem b'moado b'toch b'nei Yisrael. Why should we lose out? Yes, we were contaminated through human corpse, but why should we be diminished? Why should we lose out? And Moshe told them to stand here and listen to what Hashem would tell them. And Rashi tells us, truthfully, this parsha should have been said by Moshe, just like Moshe Rabbeinu said the whole Torah. But since Ela shezachu Elu sheta'ameh al yedehen, these people who came to ask the question, they were zocheh that it should be mentioned in their name. Shemegalin zechut al yedeh zakah, because we put the credit where credit is due. And since these Jews came and asked about it, we want to let everyone know that it's because of them that they have the zechut to have this parasha in their name. And Rav Moshe Feinstein Zecher Tzadik V'Bracha had a question on this. He says, "You're telling me that there's zakai, shemegalin zechut ayidei zakai. We put the zechut on those who are worthy, but we don't even know who they are. It doesn't say names." The other time we have in the Torah that people were zocheh that a parsha be brought down for them was the benot Tzolofchad, the daughters of Tzolofchad, who said, "My father doesn't have any boys, and it's not fair." And Moshe Rabbeinu said, "Wait, and Hashem said, "You're right. The daughters will get the Yerusha." But there we know we have the names of the benot Tzolofchad, and there we say the same thing. Shemegalon zechut ayidei zakai. But we have names. Here we don't have names. So what? We don't know who these big people are that they ask these questions. So Rav Moshe Feinstein answers, the fact that the names aren't here teaches us something even greater. Because if the names weren't here, people would say it was just these holy people that would say such a thing. But regular people wouldn't. Regular people, imagine someone gets a day off from work. He doesn't say, "No, I don't. I'd rather come in. Let me come in and work. I'd rather not be off." No, you take it. It's a normal reaction. But when it comes to Avodat Hashem, you can't take it. You have to be wanting to do it. These Jews could have said, "Okay, we're Tamei Nefesh. We can't bring the carbon. That's it. It's over." But they were teaching that any Jew, that every Jew should be feeling this way. When the mitzvah cannot be done, we have to feel bad that the mitzvah can't be done. We have to find out, what can we do? Can we join it somehow? Can we pay for it? Can we be a part of it something? When a hatan walks into shul and we're not going to say tachanun, we shouldn't feel, happy we're not saying tachanun. We can get out faster from shul. No. Yeah, you don't say tachanun, but you should feel, I can't say tachanun today. I'm missing it out. Every time you miss a mitzvah with a heter, a person should feel he's missing out. The feeling of missing out. We learn from it. We all learn from it. Because there are no names here to tell us that this is the way that every Jew is supposed to act. When a person can't do a mitzvah, he should try to do something of that mitzvah. If a person can't eat maror on Pesach, his doctors told him he can't eat. He doesn't just not eat it. He feels bad that he can't eat it. If he could, maybe the doctor will let him take a little piece. Even though he can't eat it, he won't have the shear. But at least he can try something. If a person can't sit in the sukkah, on Sukkot for whatever reason, he has a heter. He has permission not to sit in the sukkah. He shouldn't feel happy that he's not sitting in the sukkah. A person should feel that he's missing out from the mitzvah. And that feeling of missing out from the mitzvah, and really wanting to be a part of it, that's the feeling that every Jew is supposed to have. There's a story that's told. Once, right before Rosh Hashanah, the great Mekubal, Rav Shimshon of Ostropoli, met the Satan and noticed that the Satan was full of despair. Rav Shimon asked him, "What's wrong?" And the Satan said, "Rav Shimshon, it's very hard to get the Jews to sin during this time period." Rav Shimshon did not feel bad at all. It was a few days after Yom Kippur. It was actually immediately after Yom Kippur. And Rav Shimshon again met the Satan, and the Satan was very happy. Rav Shimshon asked the Satan, "Why are you smiling? Didn't the Jews go to Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur? They got cleansed. They're mitaher. They did shuvah." The Satan said, yes, they did. They did tshuva, and that caused me a lot of distress. And so I asked Hashem to allow me to bring about some chaos and havoc. And now I hope to be able to sink the ship that is bringing the Arba Minim to the Eastern European countries. And that way the Satan was so happy, because now Jews would not be able to do the precious mitzvah of Arba Minim, of shaking the lulav and etrog. Rav Shimshon was very distressed and concerned. A lot of Jews would not be able to do the mitzvah. People would become depressed over Sukkot, Zaman Simchatenu. And it happened. It was very challenging. Many cities did not have even one set of Arba Minim. The crisis was real. And Rav Shimshon was certain the next time he would meet the Satan would be grinning from ear to ear. But when Rav Shimshon did cross paths with the Satan again, just a few days after the holiday of Sukkot, he noticed that the Satan was extremely upset. He was shocked. He couldn't believe it. Why would the Satan be upset? The ship sank. The Satan asked for that. He got what he wanted. Many people had their holidays inconvenienced and disturbed. And the Satan looked at the rabbi and said, you are right. My plan did work. And the ship, along with those sets of Arba Minim, went into the depths of the sea. And I couldn't have been any more happier. But you know what the Jews did instead? They did not get depressed and they did not despair. Instead, they found out which closest town had a set of Arba Minim, and they stood in long lines for hours. Men, women, and children, for the chance to use one set. They refused to be denied. After all the effort I put in, the Jewish people could not be overcome. They refused to be told no. They always seemed to find a way to do the mitzvot. Because every Jew feels, why should I miss out from doing this mitzvah? And if a person really can't do it, the doctors told him no, or whatever it is, he's heter, whatever it is, how are you supposed to feel about it? Try to participate in it in a way that you can. And that is another very important lesson that comes out from this week's parasha. Later on in the parasha, we find out that the Jews are complaining. They want the fish that they remember in Mitzrayim. They're tired of the mon. Zacharnu et hadogo asher nochal b'Mitzrayim chinom, et hakishuim, ואת האבטחים, ואת החציר, ואת הבצלים, ואת השומעים. ועתה נפשנו יבשה, אין כל בלתי אל המן עינינו. We have nothing else but this man. Reb Chaim Kanievsky, on this week's parasha, says an amazing insight that I think will go a long way for us if we can utilize it correctly. In the Derech Sicha, the first volume of this week's parasha, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says as follows. He says that when the people were complaining, they really were just complaining. There's no reality to what he's actually complaining about. He brings a pasuk from Tehillim 106:16. Vaykan'u leMoshe b'machaneh l'Aaron kedosh Adonai. But Derech Drush, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says, you know what they're complaining about? Vaykan'u leMoshe b'machaneh. The Jews were complaining about Moshe. Why he's not in the camp? Why does he keep going up to Shemayim? He's supposed to be the leader of the Jews. Why is he so busy in the Ohel Moed? You need it among the people. Where do you keep going off to? And Aharon, who was dealing with Shalom Bayit and was always amongst the people, they said to him, Aaron, why are you always in the camp? Why are you not learning? Why are you not going to Shemayim? Why are you not busy with other holy things? The point that is being made is the point that when a person wants to complain, he finds complaints. You have to be smart enough to know when to filter it out. And Rav Chaim Kanievsky shares a beautiful mashal. He says a father and a son were traveling with a donkey. The father was sitting on the donkey and the son was walking nearby. And someone saw them. And that person said, wow, that father, he's so not kind to his son. The father is riding on the donkey and the son has to walk. The father overheard this onlooker. And so he reversed it. He put the son on the donkey and the father was walking. A little while later, another person saw them and said, wow, what chutzpah. The son can sit and the father has to walk? No kibbud avim. So both of them heard this. So they said, no, let's both get on the donkey. The son is on it, the father's on it, so no one's going to complain now. So they're riding on the donkey, and they pass by some more people, and people start to talk. Wow, look at them. Look at these two grown men. They have no rachmanis on the donkey. Two people on the donkey. And the donkey has to carry them. Wow, so not nice. So they listened again, and they got down. So now the donkey, father and the son are all walking. So more people see them. And now they say, look at these three. Look at the three donkeys walking on the road. Why doesn't one use the donkey? Why are they not using the donkey? Seif Davar. The father and the son picked up the donkey and carried the donkey. Says Rav Chaim, this is the ending for somebody who is worried about complainers who complain with no reason. They're just looking to complain. Man, we don't want it. We don't need it. They're looking for something to complain about. The person has to take musar from the Torah. Yeah, we have to listen to criticism and critique, but it has to come from a Torah source, from a person's rabbis, from a person's Torah influencers, not from the society around him. We in society have plenty people carrying and are burdened by their donkeys. Plenty of people who see the needs of society around them, the fanciness, the expenses, the extraordinary needs, and they're busy carrying donkeys. Because the people around them make fun, if not verbally, but then by attitude. Stop carrying donkeys, Rabotai. Put them down. Let's live a life where we are comfortable with ourselves because we know we're doing the right thing. The complainers will always find something to complain about. Rabotai, with these lessons, the lesson that don't change in how you do mitzvot and the excitement that we have for the mitzvot and how we view mitzvot. The lesson of the feeling of missing out if a person can't do a mitzvah and how to try to participate it minimally or financially in order to be a part of the mitzvah. And the lesson to take musar from the Rabbanim and not to take musar from society who just always looks for stuff to complain about. And with this, Rabotai, I would love to wish each and every single one of you a Shabbat Shalom.